The next stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, two special guests in the building with me today. Starker YL. What's up, y'all? I would dap you up, but you know.
What's shaking? You already know from right here.
What's up? What's shaking? How y'all feeling today?
Chilling, yo. It's just another Monday, you know what I'm saying?
Right?
Yeah,
I don't know what day it is. You know when it's coming out.
We've been chopping it up a little bit. So the one thing, like when we recording this, that's very timely is you know, if you're from Brooklyn, if you live around Bushwick, whatever, there's a sign on Graham Ave. I say Graham because that's how my abuelo used to say it.
Facts.
How do you say it?
Graham.
You say Graham?
Yeah.
Graham.
Well, my abuelo used to say like Graham.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping the tradition alive for him. But if you're from the neighborhood and you know that they try to take down the Avenue of the Puerto Rico sign and all this not too long ago in 2023, and I thought that shit was so crazy to me, bro. It
happened like a good decade ago. They did it originally. They were talking about it, and it made the internet on some like somebody that's powerful in the neighborhood was already mentioning that they wanted to remove the sign because gentrification was basically asking for it. And there was some type of uproar where people were fighting back, but this was like pre-social media, cancel culture, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So this time around when it happened, you saw a lot of it on your phone, and they had the recording of dude taking the sign off. And like, when I seen that, I was already in the area because I'm from here. So like, I've been shopping in Graham my whole life, bro. So I pulled up, and it was like, they were like, yo, they just put the sign back up. And the people that were there were like, people that really live on the block, and they're not really social media type people, but they were like, yo, it was the people in the liquor store that jumped out and spoke up and told the dude that he needed to make sure that that sign don't leave the block because it was going to cause an issue in the neighborhood. So like, I see a lot of people championing like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we did it. But it's like somebody in the neighborhood did it. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to pull up and you had to show face, and you didn't have time to create a cool flyer. It wasn't no big, it was pull up and make sure that that shit stays there. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled up with my boy, and we like chopped it up with the people that were there. And it's just crazy to me because I don't understand why you move into an area and you can have a little bit of grace about it, where, you know what I'm saying? You humble and you move into it and leave it the way it is. Like if you moved into Chinatown, you would not be asking to change the neighborhood of Chinatown. If you moved into Little Italy, you would not be asking to change it. If you move into Roosevelt, you wouldn't be bothering any of the Mexican businesses. But it's just like you come into Graham and you try, nigga, we got one block. You know, we got one avenue. That's all Puerto Rico really, like, we're not claiming Spanish Harlem is ambiguously Puerto Rico, but the avenue of Puerto Rico, for it to be documented and for like everybody's family, like yours and mine, to be under the circumstances that they were under all those years, and for somebody to try to wipe them out of the history of the neighborhood, to me is just like mad disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like even when I'm driving around now in the neighborhood too, it's like, you know, you still have like when I'm on the Ave, and like, you know, the one block, it's on Borum, and they got the guys always got the domino table out. 24th, right across the street from the barbershop. Yeah. Like that type of shit is like so important, even though like to most people it might not seem as important. But it's like when you drop past that, you know, you're reminded of, like, I'm reminded of my childhood walking down that block with my abuela, you know what I'm saying? And that's like part of our culture. That's part of the culture in that neighborhood too. You know
that's the DNA, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's still there. It's not like it's gone. It'd be different if, you know, all these people weren't around anymore and, you know, all the Puerto Ricans left the neighborhood. Like, I get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people could, you know, people might try to change, like, you know, the sign and all that, but like, it's still there. There's still mad Puerto Ricans in the neighborhood. My abuela's still there. And Puerto Rican Day Parade Day, come on,
right there. That's what I was saying. We celebrate over there. Like, that's exactly what I said. I was like, this is crazy to me. Like, how anybody would even think about this, but whatever the case may be, it's still standing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna important. We're gonna make sure that it stays there. You know what I'm saying? I see people on the internet making their presence felt, I guess, via digital, but whatever the case may be, we out here. You know? Yeah,
I saw Fat Joe commenting on it too. I'm like, okay, cool. As long as like it's getting like a proper attention.
Oh man, it can't be like that. You gotta people. There needs to be more attention needs to be put on original things that are going on into the neighborhood instead of trying to remove it. You know what I'm saying? You need to embrace what was going on before you, because the truth is that, like, when I was growing up in this neighborhood, there was one white boy that lived in my building, and his name was White Josh. And White Josh was the pioneer to me for all the white people in the neighborhood, because really, he wasn't just Josh, he was White Josh, because there was already a Josh, and he was Spanish, you know what I'm saying? So that's and now it's like, now every people in the building, you know what I'm saying? They try to say this thing about like, oh, there's leftovers in the neighborhood, and it's like, you can say what you want. At the end of the day, like, this is our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We sustain this neighborhood.
Right.
All these businesses are still.
And also, like, shout out to there's a bar that it's not in that neighborhood, but like Caribbean Social. I don't know if you ever been there.
Of course.
Shout out to Caribbean Social. Shout out to the beautiful abuela who runs it. Like that's like also, I think so important to like that place never goes anywhere too.
Of course,
you know
bro.
what I'm
It's
saying?
like a staple,
Of course.
yeah.
You ever seen the inside of it, the build, outside?
Bro, I
the
go
whole
shout
shit?
out my boy Kenny. We be in there all summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't miss it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not saying missing. That shit been there my whole life.
Yeah.
I've been going there. They used to be next to sports lane, and they changed it to hyperactive and whatever. These are things that you gotta, like, if somebody not from the neighborhood come through, you gotta bring them there type of shit.
Right. I be bringing my friends there. I be bringing my I be bringing my Jamaican friends there. I be like, nah, y'all gotta come fuck with this shit. And then the second that we go to the bar and they're like, we got like 3 drinks and 3 shots and the guy's like $20 and everybody looks at me like, where you find this place at?
Right.
Right.
It's home.
That's crazy.
Right.
$20.
This is
You ain't never been there?
Nah, I never
Oh,
been.
yeah,
I know
take-
I know
oh,
you're
pop
talking
up.
about.
We
We
though.
gotta take you there, bro. Come on.
Facts.
up.
I'm sliding.
$20 and in the summertime too, they playing nothing but like classics and Bad Bunny.
Yeah. Nah, it's a vibe.
It's hot as
It's a-
shit in
it's a
there too
vibe.
in the
right.
summertime.
It's a vibe.
But I'm excited to have y'all both here, moving on from like, the neighborhood stuff. Calvin, you want to do your question now? Because I feel like your question kind of pertains to what I'm about to eventually get into. Because you told me earlier. Come on, Cal. I'm doing Cal's questions early in the interview today. Because we talking about music. I'm about to go into the music shit.
No, I actually didn't tell you my question.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you did. Well, go ahead.
Anyway, my question for you two today. Hi, welcome to Cal's Questions. On today's episode, my thing to ask you guys is, who's your guys' favorite duo? Like who would you compare yourselves to duo wise?
Thanks, Cal.
I think. I don't know. It
There's
could
no
go
comparison.
like-
You can say we
yeah.
look like the Beatnuts. Like you can
Yeah.
say like
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can say he look
if
like
we're
Psycho
talking-
Les and I look like Juju, and those are my peoples too. But like otherwise, we don't sound like that.
yeah, I don't think we necessarily like sound like any other duo.
He means
I mean,
anything.
we fuck with Ray and Ghost, Mob, you know what I'm
Mobb Deep.
saying? Mob Deep,
My deep Ray goes, yeah.
shit like that. But yeah, I think we got our own thing going on. You know?
Yeah.
Well, as a duo, how did y'all two first meet each other?
Just on some mutual friends, like when we used to when I used to chill back in Queens and shit. That's I think you were living over there at the time, right?
Yeah. I was
And,
back and forth.
Just on some like we just met through like mutual friends at a party type of shit, and we ended up clicking when I was going to like audio engineering school, and from there we just started making music
Yeah.
like nonstop.
One of my homeboys went to school with him type of shit. So I
Yeah.
would go meet with my homeboy, pick him up, sell some weed. You know what I'm saying? Then like I'll be in the
Sell
area.
some weed.
It's legal now. But
Yeah.
I'll be over
You
there.
say
and
that.
we be
Right.
popping up. I remember I bumped into Stretch Armstrong. I was hyped, but like he went to school over there too. So like it just turned into an easy relationship because he was one of the only people that made music that I believed in. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people make
Okay.
music around you, but don't mean
Right.
Exactly. This is
necessarily.
this is like really one of my first like allies when getting into music type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just stuck.
So y'all was doing your own like music before, like
For
I mean
sure.
before y'all met. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
For sure, for
Yes.
sure. We was already like putting out projects and shit. Obviously, shit that's like, you know,
Yeah, we were
deep in
separately
the internet.
established.
Yeah, we was already doing our thing. He was already Stalker. I was already YL. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like,
Blog recognized. Like
Exactly.
that's what you wanted back then, like two dope boys.
Yeah.
That's what it was. We was
Ill
really both
Roots, all that
moving,
shit.
shaking on that shit. He already went to LA, had a show popping off. Like, you know, I was popping off on the digital tip. Like it's just it was a time back then pre like the scene that we're dealing with now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then like from there, we've already had done so much that by the time you hear us now, you would have thought that we was brothers practically, but like this is like a long time coming.
Right, because like I like from the outside of people like look at your music, watch your videos, whatever. Like people could be like, oh, you guys look like brothers, you're related. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
for
Like,
sure. I mean, it's
right.
definitely my brother. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt.
But when you like,
Sure.
what was the decision to like actually just come together and like start putting out projects like that? Was just like like we was just working on songs and then it just kind of worked out that the duo shit was just the way to go.
I think it was just like we made like as soon as we started linking up, we just started making songs, and I think it was like we came up with like the duo name like Low Caesar. You know what I'm saying? We came up with an album, so like as soon as we met, we was already just like every day we chilling.
Beating up every day, yeah.
Exactly.
I would drive. I would take my mountain bike over the Williamsburg Bridge from here.
Exactly. He would
And-
slide over to
and
Chelsea.
Right, and then we would work on at least 1-2 songs a day, and we ended up having 2 albums worth of music before we released one, and then we just cut the fat and
Exactly.
popped.
But it's funny that you're talking because so you moved around a lot. So you've been Queens, Brooklyn,
Yeah.
Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah,
I'm Chelsea.
Chelsea, okay,
Shout out
Chelsea.
to my West Side Manhattan cats. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying?
I'm just BQE'd up because what it is like my family's from over here, and like when my mom's got enough money to move out, she just moved out to Queens because that's what you do.
Yeah.
From Brooklyn, you're like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
the-
family moved to Long Island. I-
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We gotta get
That's
out
the
of here,
same
you know what I'm
thing.
saying? So
We outta here.
My mom's went to Queens, but my pop stood around because the hood is his. That's where he's established as a human being. So
Right.
this man stood in the hood and then actually took my grandma's apartment when she moved to Florida, like all Puerto Ricans do.
Yep, like all Puerto Ricans
You
do
know
at
what I'm
some point in their
saying?
life.
Kissimmee. And then my father stood on the block. So I never left the block. The block's been my block for my whole life. When it wasn't my grandma's house, it's my dad's house now. So like I've really been there forever. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's crazy. So
But aside from like the music, like y'all have like your own things that y'all be doing on the side. Like you helped, you did some artwork for Wes.
yeah, I did some artwork for Westside
Super
Gunn.
fire.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. If you ever seen the Peace Fly Guard cover, I did the character on the front. My man Davino did the tapestry in the background and the stars and what you see behind it, and the Peace Fly Guard writing was Davino as well. So
Facts.
shout out to Vino. He also helped put that together. Wes is a good dude, bro. Wes definitely is a good dude, and he's business forward, and he's about the culture, and he spends the time to build with you before he just, you know.
I was gonna say, like, how do you first get connected with Wes too?
My man's Vino is already cool with him on their own level, and like Vino used to send him pictures of artwork, and he was sending pictures of the ones that we did, and like he seen the work for an art cover that I did with me and Vino's album called Secrets a minute ago, like 2 years ago, and like he mentioned that he liked it, and then somewhere along the line, Vino sent him more art recently, and he doubled back like, yo, whatever happened to that one painting? And then he was like, oh, that was me and my boy. My boy did the character, so he was like, yo, we got to make that all connect. So like one thing led to another, and Vino got Gunn on me on the horn together, and we was all FaceTiming each other, and then like he was like, yo, I'm in Manhattan, we gonna link up. Me and Wild was together, we linked up with him at the sneaker spot, what it's called, Stadium Goods or whatever, and like
Tribeca.
yeah, and like you know what I'm saying, he spent the time to talk to, you know what I'm saying, to me and Wild, and like let us know that, you know what I'm saying, he's basically just like us, just like representing us on from a higher
Right.
platform, you know what I'm saying. He's like, we need people like him in those shares because without him, really, there's nobody looking out for the community that we come from.
Yeah,
1,000%.
he seemed like a sincere dude. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? From like
100,
that.
real sincere.
Right, and it's interesting because like I can see why he likes out too, like outside of just like the artwork side. Because like even Cal and I were talking about this earlier. We just went to the bathroom when I was about to bring this up, but there he goes. But we were talking about earlier. I'm like, it's kind of hard to categorize the type of sound that you guys have because it's so unique. Cal, what did you call it?
I didn't have it.
All right, never mind. Go to the bathroom. Never mind. Go to the bathroom. You forgot it. You called it something earlier, and I was trying to I would give you a layup, but yeah, like I think that's why also like I can see how he gravitates towards you guys with the music stuff too, because even when you listen to like Wes's albums and a lot of the kind of the nuances and how Wes on each project, whether it's like through the ad libs alone being such an important part of his music, like that's what makes y'all different. You know what I'm saying? The art, the music, like it's just I see the gravitational towards each other and why there's a synergy between y'all and him too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there a way, like, I was gonna say, is there like, how would you guys even categorize your sound?
This is real New York.
Yeah,
Like
it's super New York is I think it's like super current though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not outdated.
right. It's not like necessarily like we're not trying to
Relive the old days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like we kind of just doing what we do in present day, and like we pick our background of the beat with our boy Zumo or whoever else we work with, and like it just happens. It might sound like some old school shit, but at the end of the day, if you're really paying attention, like it's just,
Right.
I'm dealing with today's everyday New York life. While I was
Exactly.
dealing with everyday New York life out here, like there's not a lot of people in New York that are painting a picture about it the way we are, because a lot of things that you hear from New York would be what we know to be the popular shit, which is, you know, drill, which
yeah.
I got respect for, you know
Facts.
what I'm saying? Because I'm outside, you know what I mean? So I know this is all I hear, you know what I mean? The music that I release is practically only being played in my mind when we're in New York. Is the drill music. But at the end of the day, it's something to definitely tap into if you want to hear just a genuine feeling of what it
Right.
is to be in New York.
It's another slice of life for real. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's just a different perspective.
I think the slice of life type of music is so like appreciated now. I mean, especially by someone like me who, you know, I deal with a lot of the drill music, but like in my mind, when I'm driving through New York or whatever, what I, like you said, like this is the music that plays in my mind. Like I feel the same way. Like that's the type of shit that plays in my mind because it's like, you know, it's sometimes certain sounds can be oversaturated, and the drill sound has become super saturated over these last couple years. So when you hear something like, you know, like the project you guys put out, I'm like, that's like what I feel like I hear in my mind when I'm driving through New York. But like, you know, every sound has like its popular time, and I think people like to be like, oh well, like you said, like, oh, we're not trying to capture like the back then, like this is now.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I
it's
think that's like the
definitely
common
recent.
misconception when people hear this certain type of music. They think that's like, oh, they're trying to recapture X, Y, and Z, but it's not. It's more nuanced than that. It's more today.
Exactly.
It's just people got to listen to what you're saying to
Exactly.
really understand it.
It's too lazy to be like, oh, that's just some old school shit. You know what I mean? Like,
You gotta tap in. Once you tap in, you know what I'm saying, you get involved, you understand. It's really we not made it's not too difficult.
yeah.
I understand.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I got family. You keep in mind that, you know what I'm saying, you want to be artistically inclined to releasing something that's tasteful, but you don't want to scare people off with the fucking hippity hop shit either. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? You gotta fucking
I like
the
the-
hippity
you
hop
gotta
shit.
find a
yeah.
medium. You know
That's
what I
what
mean?
I'm
I
saying.
love hip hop, but I just, you know what I'm saying, it's a shame the way it turned into a joke, the way people go about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you don't go about it the right way, then these kids today think that it's a fucking
Yeah,
you
that's
know
like
what I
my
mean?
biggest fear. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. It really
What's
is.
what, like being
like,
taken as a joke, or?
I mean, of course, but
Well, yeah,
like,
of course, yeah.
You don't want what you love to be something that's like sarcastic.
like a meme or some shit. You know what I'm
you know what I'm
saying?
saying? Like, bro, they was putting Spider-Man in Tim's and like
right.
I had to leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? I love Tim's. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But the internet will fuck your whole shit up, bro. Some like this New York shit turns into like a fucking some
Right.
type of like slapstick fucking internet shit. And I'm like, I'm for it sometimes, but then I'm like, damn, I really love Yankee hats. My uncle really do got a snake on his neck with a fucking wife beater. Like, this is real shit. They be spot on with it, you know what I'm saying? But it be making you look at the Timbs like maybe next year, you know what I'm saying? So now that I simmer down, I buy my pair, but it gets crazy, bro. The internet will fuck your whole shit up.
You don't
I
like
said.
you don't like the New York memes.
I got over it.
Some of them are funny, I
Some
guess.
of them
you know
are
what I'm
funny
saying?
for
But
sure. Like the ones about the bitches being tough, that shit is real. You know what I'm saying? They really out here on some thorough shit.
Yo, people think I'm lying when I said that because I posted.
I seen it, bro. I
You,
seen it.
you know what? You saw the clip I
Come on,
posted.
bro.
I said,
They
"What
be-
did I say in the clip?" They asked me, "Which city has the most toxic women?" I said New York. Then people got mad at me, but I spoke the truth. For like these girls out here in New York, they will fight you, they will cheat on you, and they will cheat on you with other women sometimes. You don't what?
Right.
You put it all out there. You
Other
put it all
women.
out there.
That's crazy. That's
I'm
spot
dead.
on. Like with the New York spontaneity of women. Like you know what I'm saying? If you-
You're supposed to do it.
real shit. If you out here, if you really out here in New York and you done dealt with them, you fishing elsewhere, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Every time I go to like, I pull up in Boston. I done been to Houston. I done been to Louisiana. We done been to fucking Kansas City, Chicago. I always make sure we go to the mall. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where they at. No matter what, they just be there. Whether they work there, they shopping, or you know what I'm saying. You could always find something.
I've never heard this.
Somebody,
before.
I'm telling you, bro. LA, West Coast, you always, and especially when you leave New York and you go to these other cities, it be more cities. Like that's where
Facts.
that's where people be. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that'd be like the like in the
Source of entertainment.
right. It's
Like the Galleria in like Houston.
Right. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I went down to the bottom floor, saw marbled up fucking the Johnny Dang shit, and then you got the Gucci store and all these stores in the bottom that's all nice, and then you go upstairs and it's normalized. But at the end of the day, like you could tell that like based on the infrastructure, you bound to bump into something in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Floors, stores and floors. There's mad women in the other. You know, it's not real shit, and they don't be knowing. Sometimes they don't realize how bad they are. You know what I mean? In New York,
Okay.
the sevens think they 12s, and it kills me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like, y'all don't even know what's going on in these other states.
Somebody quote that.
These-
Somebody quote that.
These girls be telling these girls to put the stove on y'all bitches. I'll keep it a buck. These out of town girls.
Nah, what he said, he said the sevens out in New York think that they 12s. That's gotta be like the most accurate statement I've ever heard in my life.
Telling you,
Oh
boy.
my God.
Crazy.
But going to the mall, so like, all right, so some people be like, oh, I'm gonna go to the club to meet women. No, when you go to other cities, you go right to the mall.
Go to the mall. It's easy. It's daytime. You don't gotta spend too much bread. You know what I'm saying? Like you spend your bread. You listen. If you in the mall with a nice outfit and some bags in your hand, you can spend a bottle and piss it out. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about some Air Maxes or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get some sweats. I'm walking around. My man's got his chain. You know what I'm saying? Like we making moves. You know what I'm saying? They see what it is. They know we not from there. They know we not from there. The way we wearing our hat. You know what I'm saying? You always good when you rock a Yankee hat somewhere else. At least with the girls. With dudes, they know like, oh, these OT niggas. But like when I be walking around, like it's like sometimes they don't even like I don't even say nothing. They just know like, oh, you from New York, right? I'll be buying some and I'll be paying for. Oh, you from New York, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm from New York.
They
you
get
from?
hype.
I'm from Brooklyn. Oh, I got family. I live in Flatbush. You know what I'm saying? I'll be somewhere trying to pay for a chili dog, and they telling me shit like that. I'm like, yeah, no doubt. I'm in Chicago. Where we go to Chicago? Where was he at?
The mall? Shit, I
Nah,
don't-
nah.
The mall.
Where's that spot that we went to that we get the chili dogs at? We got the wet sandwich.
It's called like Big Joe's or some
Some
shit.
shit,
Nah,
but-
don't even quote me on that. 'cause
Everywhere
I know
you
it's
go,
wrong.
bro, somebody got family in New York, and they want to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like,
Fact.
stop. I got a cousin in Queens. You might know him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, New York's not as small as you think, but whatever the case, I'll just be like, yeah, get my shit.
I did notice that actually when I'm OT. Like, there's actually Orlando. Everybody got family in New York.
That's
But-
real. That's not a lie.
No, that's not a lie. That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. Everybody got family in New York. But like when I'm in Houston and like I was talking to somebody, they're like, "Oh yeah, my cousin's sister
Oh my
lives in New
God.
York." Ah, I'm like,
They will hold you up.
damn. I'm like, it's not that. Like, you're not related to me with this. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
Right. I ain't mad at it. I'm happy that we have a common ground at some capacity, but I'm just like, if only you know that I'm trying to make it home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to talk about this right now, but I'm sick of New York. You know what I'm saying? Real New Yorkers tired of this shit. I'll be in my car, sick of the potholes, sick of the traffic. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of like everything about this shit.
My speed camera tickets.
Yo, every block.
Every block.
That's crazy. You said that, bro. And you know what's crazy? I was just talking about it. Like, my inspections, by the time this comes out, my shit should be good. But my inspection is fucked up right now. And they've been doubling back and giving me tickets whenever they see it. Like, they know my car now. $65 every time. Like, New York is different. I be going to other states and like, yo, bro, getting the ticket is like a bird shitting on your head. Like, it's like mad hard to happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
You lucky if you get a ticket when you in Massachusetts and shit like that. I park everywhere and get no tickets. You know what I'm saying?
I got into a car accident the day before New Year's,
Jeez.
and then like my car is fine, I'm good. But then I started driving. I was driving in Astoria, and I'm still like jaded from the accident. I'm like thinking about it, not even looking at my speed or whatever, and I'm doing like 30 and a 25. Bah.
Another one? Oh, a ticket?
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, man, I just
Sneaky.
got into an accident. Now I got a fucking ticket.
Yeah. Tell it to the camera.
Right.
They don't give a fuck. They
They
don't give a
don't
fuck.
care. Nah, they don't care. It's a fact.
Oh, shut up, man. But in Houston, like I'm in the Hellcat doing like 100 on the highway, nobody bothering me, just minding my business.
Listen, Houston's different. The highway is so fucking big. I think that's like the biggest highway system in the United States. And there's like 6 lanes worth.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Driving out there was a different animal for real.
I think we all just gotta move. I think that's what it's trying to tell me. We gotta move.
We gotta
out.
go to Houston. You know what's okay? I was, you know, what I'm gonna tell you where I was at, which niggas was telling me that's where the girls were in Houston, and I was in Katy.
Katy. What's Katy? I haven't been to Katy. Put me on.
Katie's, it's just a little city in Houston, but they're like everywhere I went, when I was in like Millennium Road or some shit like that, everywhere I went, they were like, yo, Katy was where they at. Like, I go to Katy to see the girls. That's just where I happen to be, and like I would just pop up in these little bars, and it would be lit. It's lit out there for real.
Katy,
bro.
yo, somebody write that down. I ain't been to Katy, or maybe I haven't. I just ain't realize it.
Shout out to Katy, man. Shout out to Manny. Shout out to my son Berto. You know what it is.
Shout out to Seaside. Shout out all the women at Seaside. Shout out all the women at Seaside who follow me after that Houston post. I love y'all. I love y'all. So what's next for y'all? What are we working on now? We got a project out now. What's coming up this year? What we doing?
In the real like, what's it called? Immediate future. We got a show at Elsewhere. We headlining Elsewhere for the first time. YL Stalker.
Congrats.
Thank you. I
Sir.
appreciate that. Shouts to Pop on Subject. They opening up for us. That's gonna be on Wednesday. That's probably already gonna be happening.
Yeah, by the time
Done.
people see
yeah,
this,
for
so-
sure, for sure. But me and Starks both got solo projects we working on. I got a joint called Don't Feed the Pigeons, dropping spring summer 2023. You know what I mean?
Right. I got a tape that is dropping January 21st on vinyl only and Goodfellas Records called Spirit On, produced entirely by my boy Theravada. And other than that, like he said, we got the Triple R project we just dropped. We got the show coming up.
For
And
sure.
I got an album with my boy Zumo pulling up soon. I got an album with me and him that we did with Grim Doza.
Back. Shouts to Doza. Shouts to Jersey.
A lot of work being done, man. You know
An
what I'm
album you
saying?
can only cop on vinyl. Wow.
Yeah, I had to do it one time because I like to make music sometimes hard to get. Sometimes I make it easy to get, but sometimes you try to respect the fact that you don't want it to be shared on digital and like people about digital and it ends up on Twitter and people are like, yo,
Yep.
we got the album. So I'm just trying to make it hard for those type of people. But so it will be on digital soon. But as far as what's concerned right now is the vinyl first, then the CD, the cassette, then the digital. Like the digital is the last thing to come out.
Yeah, I gotta run that up. Sell that shit out.
There you go. Well, look, man, I'm excited to have y'all rap here today. Before we get out of here, anything else you want to let the people know, let the fans know? Now is the time to do it. Your camera, while your camera's right there. Starks, your camera's right there.
It's YL is Big Triple O in the building, you know what I'm saying? Taking over this year, man. Quote me. Shouts to On the Radar, man. We here.
What's your gram? Give me your gram.
IG, Young Y, YOUNG, WHY. Young Y Baby on Twitter. Add me, you already know.
You already know what it is. Big LTD, Big Triple R. It's your boy Stalker. You can find me on Instagram, Ghost Snakes Killer. You already know, man. It's about to be a good year. If you're a Triple R fan, just, you know what I'm saying, stay tuned in.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the homie Gay P.
My God, appreciate you.
Shout out to the people in the background. Shout out to Vegas. Shout out to my son Bodie Rock. You know what I'm saying? He in the building. Shout out to Calvador.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You know what it is.
There you go. Make sure you go check out their freestyle out now. Go follow them. Go show them some love. Go show them some support. Love is free. Sports free. But y'all already knew that. Till next time. Starker, YO. We in the building. On the radar. We out. Bah, my guys.
Allah. Appreciate you, bro.